Hello YouTube, this is the Casual Nerd, bringing to you a new type of video for my channel. This new type of video will be an anime analysis and predictions for anime that have started but not finished their current runs, that I have watched and feel that are worthy of reviewing. So, the format for this type of video is going to change for future videos. I'm doing this one now before deciding on a final format because I've recently watched this one and I want to get this out there before it's too late. Right now it's still fresh in my mind. It still hasn't gotten very far into its run. I think it's on episode 3, maybe 4 now. And I just wanted to get this out there before it was too late. So the anime in question today is One Punch Man. Now, One Punch Man has been talked about a lot, I'm sure. I'm sure that most people have at least heard of it or seen it in passing by now. And for good reason. One Punch Man is a comedy/action anime that is focused on a very simple premise of a superhero who can defeat any enemy with a single punch, no matter how strong they might seem. It's a very simple premise, and it seems to be kind of a parody of a lot of action shonen-type animes. We have these big, unbeatable villains beating up the protagonist, and the protagonist has to go through a bunch of stuff and gain power to defeat the villain. And it has that whole little repeating story arc, because after they beat the first villain, the next arc is going to come along and there's going to be a stronger villain, and it's going to be the same thing again. So, seeing a parody of that is rather nice. So, the question comes to, did they do a good job of it? The short answer is, yes. Yes, they did. One Punch Man, despite having a very simple concept, has proven to be absolutely hilarious. I have only seen the first 3 episodes so far, and several times I have had to pause the show, just get all the laughter out of my system, and then continue. They do a very amazing job of building up the enemies in this anime, giving them little backstory things and hyping up their power and all that, and then timing One Punch Man absolutely destroying them amazingly for great comedic effect. They've been doing a great job of that so far. The longer answer is a bit more complicated. Now, so far, One Punch Man has been incredible. Easily one of the funniest anime I've watched in a good long while. I won't say of all time, because I've watched a lot of anime. There's probably one that is slipping my mind that I liked more. It happens. It happens to me a lot, actually, because I've watched too many. The problem with it is that so far it's been pretty much the same gag every episode. About 5 times now, because the first episode had pretty much just 3 mini things, so a lot of short, almost like a little comic strip type arcs, where it was just one enemy shows up, One Punch Man beats him, another enemy shows up, One Punch Man. They fit a lot into that first episode, which is perfectly fine. It was the pilot episode. It's kind of what you do. You have to establish the concept. They did a good job of that. Moving forward, however, it's going to be the same joke over and over again, unless they find a way to change it up. Now, from what I've heard about manga, and the webcomic that the manga was based off of, they do change it up. I haven't read the manga myself yet. I'm going to get around to doing that, but I have other things that I need to do with my days, so I don't have time to sit down and read it as soon as I would like. From what I've heard from a friend of mine who has read the manga, is that the story pulls away from just the same gag over and over again, and focuses more on One Punch Man's interactions with the side characters who show up. Like Genos, the teenage cyborg who wants to achieve ever greater strength in order to get vengeance against another cyborg. So, by focusing on One Punch Man, or Saitama? I'm usually very good at pronouncing Japanese names, but for some reason I can't get this one. Saitama. But by focusing on One Punch Man and Genos' interactions with each other, it brings a new type of humor to the series that isn't just One Punch Man defeating these ridiculously powerful foes with the greatest of ease. Now, they still do that, but you get these funny interactions between the characters, which changes it up a bit. Now, presumably, they're going to bring more characters in. Based on the little preview thing for episode 4 at the end of episode 3 when I watched it, it seems like these first few episodes is going to be 1 or 2 episodes bringing each supporting character in. Whether, I don't know how many there are, I don't know if it's always going to be one after another. It seems like they're getting ready to bring another one in next episode, but I've been wrong before. I think I'm probably not wrong, though, because I think they need a bigger cast than just One Punch Man and Genos in order to keep this interaction hilarity going. And that's pretty much the rub. They need to be extremely careful about how they pace this, and how many times they use the same types of jokes in succession with each other. Because any joke, no matter how many times, no matter how good it is, after you repeat it enough times, it kind of loses its luster. And that's true of all jokes, and all comic routines. Regardless of how good, no matter how great the comedian is at delivering it, you hear a comedian go through their routine a certain number of times, and I mean, it's still funny, but you don't laugh as hard because you're expecting it. It doesn't have that same impact anymore. So I do think that they're going to need to bring in another character for that. And you're going to have to be very careful with the pacing. From what I've heard, I think that the anime is set to run for 24 episodes and cover most of the manga. There's probably going to be things cut out, but from what I've heard so far, they've stayed very true to it. Again, I have to actually read the thing. I can't make that judgment myself until I actually read the manga. So I'm having a hard time making a judgment on whether this anime is going to continue being amazing or if it's going to flop. Because honestly, it's completely up in the air right now. I think, even in a worst case scenario, I think we've got another 2 or 3 episodes before, if it starts to flop, before it starts losing its luster. Because right now they're doing such a great job with it that even if they just completely mess up moving forward, it's still going to have a downward slope, because right now it's at the top of that hill of greatness. On the other side, it could just continue being amazing and either just leveling out at the top of that hill or continuing to go upwards. and I'm having a hard time deciding which way it's going to be. I'm leaning towards that it's going to continue being good, because from what I've seen so far, the animators who are doing this are aware that they need to pace this right, and it seems that they are taking measures to ensure that they can keep that comedic value going and pace it out in such a way that it doesn't start to go downhill. So I'm leaning towards saying it's going to continue to be good. Of course, there have been other animes where I thought this is going to be amazing, and then it kind of wasn't, because the writer screwed up. So, my prediction for it, I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be good. Let's be optimistic here. As for, do I recommend that people go and watch this? Yes. That's the short answer. The long answer is yes. Even if it flops in the next few episodes, just these initial episodes are funny enough to be worth looking it up and watching what's out so far, and however much gets released and is still good for. It's been amazing so far, and if only for that, it deserves at least a watch for this initial amazingness. You won't regret it. It's hilarious. If you like parodies and satire, it's not really satire, but if you like that sort of thing, if you like an anime that doesn't take itself seriously and just knows that it's making fun of this genre right from the start and just embraces that and becomes it, if you like that sort of thing, you're gonna love this. If you're looking for a more serious plot and like a ongoing story, this might not be for you. I don't know if it's going to develop a story as it goes on, but probably leaning towards not. Me, I enjoy both types equally. I love these that have these convoluted plots and complex character development and interactions and plot twists and stuff. I love that, but I also enjoy just occasionally watching an anime that just makes fun of itself. Because I think it's important to be able to laugh at yourself every now and then. Can't take everything too seriously all the time, otherwise it just gets dull. So yes, I would definitely recommend One Punch Man. It's definitely good so far. I do think it's going to keep it up. There's some pitfalls it might fall into, but I think that they're doing a pretty good job of avoiding those. Definitely recommend watching it. Recommend reading the manga if you're the type of person who likes to read manga. I know a lot of people who watch anime don't like reading manga. Personally, I like doing both. But to each their own, of course. I guess there's some comments on the qualities of certain anime. The opening is really good. The animation quality is really good. I guess that's really all there is to say for now. There's really not enough of it out for me to comment on anything else. So yeah, I think that's where I'll leave it off for now. One Punch Man is... I can't really think of anything else to say about it. So yeah, definitely go watch One Punch Man. You won't regret it. And if you watch it and you do regret it, I'm sure you'll come back and leave me a bunch of angry comments about how I wasted your time. And if that happens, I'm sorry. I'm not psychic. I can't predict what you will and not like. But in my opinion, it's definitely worth the watch. I will definitely be continuing to watch it as it goes forward. And I'll be keeping an eye out for other anime that show potential like this one. So for now, enjoy the rest of your day or night, depending on what time you're watching this. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like the video, then definitely like it. If you have any feedback, please leave me a comment. I am new to making videos in general. At least videos that involve me actually speaking and being part of the video. I'm brand new to that. So if you have comments on ways I can improve, please do. I know I'm not great yet, because I'm new. Nobody is amazing at something when they first start, so I'm sure that there are things I'm doing wrong that I can improve on. So please, even if you didn't like it, just let me know what I did wrong so I can improve. That is the most important thing to me right now. And if you would like to see more from me, either because you liked it or because you think that I will get better and you will eventually like it, then please subscribe. That's what makes the channels grow, after all, and you don't want to miss my uploads when they show up. I'll be doing lots of types of things on this channel. More videos like this, Nightcore videos, Let's Plays, if I can ever get my computer to do it properly. So many technical difficulties. But I'll be doing all sorts of things. This channel is going to be kind of a hub for all things nerd. That's my goal. I want to try and touch on all the different activities that make our nerd community so enjoyable for all of us, and just kind of provide something for everybody. So that's my video for now. Have a good rest of your day. This is Casual Nerd, signing off.